Hey people, Intro here, 3v3 faction war. This is Angstrom Heights and the Imperial Guard versus the Tyranids. For the Blue Guard team, Badzarely is a Lord Commissar. Strong offense and support fighting in melee begins. With a refractor shield, can shoot his own fellas in the head. This is the Deathcore of Krieg DLC, so you may hear some weird beeping and rebreather sounds and stuff, because these guys have unique audio, and since this is the first slot, we're going to be hearing it. Alongside, Xerene is a Lord General. Fighting in ranged combat begins with a retinue of stormtroopers. Very strong defense and support can also add to the retinue. And rounded off the team, the Tenso as an Inquisitor. Offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons. This is the Mordian Iron Guard. Elite scheme for the Red Tyranids. Funny man to you as a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist for infiltrate and disrupt. Some powerful offense and a bit of support. Alongside DanceCommander's Lictor Alpha, a tunneling hero, great mobility, powerful offense, and a bit of support too. Begins with a ranged weapon. Where did they put that first tunnel? They put it on the natural power here. Rounding off the teams, ShaFex as a Hive Tyrant, a durable hero, walking through objects and cannot be suppressed with powerful offense, disruption and support. Begins in melee with a basic synapse. I shall call you Bautista. Cracking on a Sentinel early on. We've got double Hormagaunts streaming through, so you may see some early power pressure here from ShaFex. One of the Hormagaunt broods is persuaded to leave, and these guys might get stomped here. There it is. I think they've done enough to get rid of the other Hormagaunt brood. Lord Commissar still hasn't taken any actual damage from their health thanks to that shield. Can now go and run after the Termagants. Meanwhile, center of the map, the victory point has turned blue for the Guard. Lictor Alpha and Lictor Alpha run, or slither away, or whatever they do. Sentinels all round, and some more Guardsmen all round too. Badzarely's took some damage, but the stomp was pretty clutch. Warrior Brood up already for DanceCommander. Can't select them, they must be in a tunnel. And they've got double Termagants, double Hormagaunts for Funny Man to you with nothing else. And Termagants after the double Hormagaunts for ShaFex, as we've seen. And Toxin Sacks are in. Help control the movement of that Lord Commissar. Bautista the Hive Tyrant is very low now, trying to stay in play for the basic synapse support. Here comes another Sentinel from the Tenso, coming all the way down to the south of the map, the southwest corner down here. These two natural powers see a lot of action early on. Can they wipe out these Hormagaunts? They do. Stomp sets it up. More Hormagaunts coming in, but they should get dealt with. Inquisitors here, another Sentinel's here, and the Lord Commissar's here, not to mention all the lasguns from the Guardsmen. That was a psychic scream. Debuffing these guys to do less damage. Just yelling really loud into the warp or something. Warrior Brood with a Barb Strangler there for DanceCommander. Area of effect suppression weapon. Very effective at shutting down groups of Guardsmen if they're caught together. We've got Catachan Devils for both Xerene and the Tenso. Versatile squad that can disrupt, counter melee, and support with a smoke grenade. Not so bad at dealing some damage too. Got shotguns, and they've got some really good power melee damage also. Inquisitor with the crossbow bolt pistol. Bad news for any melee stuff trying to get in. Funny Man gets a Warrior Brood of their own, already retreating off here. Start as a melee unit. Looks like the central VP is going to stay blue for the Imperial Guard. Catachans are handy also because they can spot the Lictor Alpha skulking around infiltrated. These guys are used to skulking around a forest looking for predators, I guess. They can spot anything. Gearing up for a push, maybe. The Imperial Guard. A lot of stuff here. Any flamers on the way? Don't see any. You can bash power with lasguns. It'll just take you a bit longer. There's a grenade launcher barrage from a Catachan Devil there. Lictor Alpha looking to get into melee. Warrior Brood leaping in with that disruption. There is another grenade barrage from the other Catachan Devils. Lictor Alpha got really messed up there. They probably have their shotgun blasts available, right? Oh, maybe not these guys. They got suppressed by a Barb Strangler and set upon in melee. These guys still in play. There's that crossbow bolt pistol. Saw it a bit later than I thought. Maybe they knew they had Catachan tricks up their sleeve first. Improvised explosive is down here. The warrior brood will spot it, but you can still set it off if they get close enough. Just because the unit spots it doesn't mean that the player spots it, because they won't see this little icon here. I believe only the player that owns the explosive sees that icon, because that's what they click to explode it. Meanwhile, power bashing is going on from Funnyman to you. Pretty funny to get your power bashed, maybe. Big old flank, but then a second flank from the Tyranids. Looks like they got one of the gens down. There's a Sentinel Stomp. Stun, knocked back, and a bit of damage. Inquisitor gets in on the Warrior Brood, I think. I'm not sure why they came so close there. Maybe they were being tied up in melee, but I don't think they should have come that close. They're really trying to bash power a bit here. Yeah, there's a strange approach from DanceCommander. Didn't seem to have a plan. Maybe they just really wanted to bash some power a bit. Got very close. Could have started to lay into the Tenso's army maybe a bit. Meanwhile, southwest of the map, Tyranids defending their power. There's a Psychic Scream. They also have improved Synapse now. All these guys have their damage debuffed. Lictor Alpha flesh hooking a Catachan there. They're getting messed up quite a lot, these Catachans. And there's that Lord Commissar with the Aura of Discipline to help heal up his buddies. Power Sword as well, such a good weapon. Power melee damage, and also the lead by example, which is pretty amazing. Boosts his speed and allows him to buff on special attacks. 478 to 369. Zone Thropes up for the Tyranid team. ShaFex gets a Tyrant Guard in. Pulled in from the global bar, maybe. I think so. They have no red left. And here's your Zone Thropes. Kind of a support artillery unit. They don't do friendly fire, but they have relatively short range and low damage compared to other tier 2 artillery. Also provide a health regeneration synapse though. Sentinel in a bit of trouble. Just got electro shock grubs onto it. Just trying to survive. Very, very low. And down it goes. They got one of the Sentinels down. What is that fire over there? Are there some artillery spotters? No, maybe it was a Hell Fury strike from the Tenso. Speaking of the Tenso, down to 3 units now. In tier 2, with a healthy amount of resources. Doesn't seem like they want Ogryns. Are they just trying to just tech rush to tier 3? What is this? Oh, that's the Tyrant Guard. Bashing power. 2,500 hit points of super heavy infantry armor. It's a tough fella. So you may see plasma guns for Badzarely. Yep. Plasma guns on the way. Very good DPS versus heavy and super heavy infantry. Just infantry in general, I suppose. As a single Ravener Brood model there, getting some shots in. Ogryns are on the way for the Tenso. Maybe they were thinking about going tier 3. Oh, look at that. They can give the health regen aura to each other, those Zone Thropes. Isn't that fun? And there's another Zone Thrope on the way for ShaFex. Tyrant Guard kind of shrugging off this regular piercing damage here that these guys are doing with their bolt guns and las guns. Oh, but this guy has a missile launcher. Time for the Tyrant Guard to leave. Plasma guns coming online. Yeah, has to charge away. And needs to keep moving. I think he's going to be alright. Tunnel up on the eastern edge towards the northeastern corner. And the Lictor Alpha, no war gear, trying to crack down a power node and steal it. Tenso's Inquisitor level 2, capping mid. I think they can get it done. Not all of the Ormagants can get around her here. There it is. 1-to-1 cap, 4-3-4. 3-3-2. And here come the Ogryns. They have their bonehead leader already. He's got a hat on over there. Gives them use your red, which is amazing disruption on the front line. Meanwhile, Bautista's getting their power bashed again. Crushing claws are in. There's that Psychic Scream. could have waited a bit, I think, because as you can see, those guardsmen did not get debuffed. Used it a little bit early. Here we see an autocannon. Lord Commissar hanging out close by, maybe to execute one of them and double their damage, but there's a Ravener Brood Burrow Strike. Going into melee now. Catachin's there to counter-initiate. And they're doing it quite well. Yeah, the Stomp comes in as well. And an explosive goes off. Almost wiped out both of those squads. Can the Commissar get it done? Nope. Now has to fight a Tyrant Guard. Which is not a good fight for a Commissar. Not a good fight for most heroes, actually. What is this? Oh, Sentinel got a decap. Well done, you. 4-3-2 to 3-3-2, and a no-cap game right now. Looks like it's going to be 1-1. Blue team taking a natural, and the Tyranids take the mid. There it is, single cap. Manticore strike coming in. This is Xerene's Manticore. Powerful long-range artillery piece. You have to manually target each shot, and it's very vulnerable to any kind of anti-vehicle weaponry. Very slow and low hit points. Warrior Brood doing their Desiccator Larvae thing. Debuffing those Catachans. These guys, they can just run over the tunnel, can't they? Or they're cracking it down. Maybe you don't get XP or something if you run over it, or don't get red. Meanwhile, 4-2-5 to 3-3-2. That's a crossbow bolt pistol. Crippling volley, and the mandate is up. Where are those Ogryns? Nice flank here for them. Alright, that's right, the Ogryns don't crush things, so they wouldn't crush the tunnel. Hey, a Neurothrope is up for Funny Man to you. Not something you often see against Imperial Guard. You don't really fear their infantry that much, typically. But these Ogryns sure are a big problem, and there is a paroxysm from the Neurothrope. Percentage base damage over time. And since it's psychic damage, it slices through all armor, so extra versus super heavy and heavy infantry. So those Ogryns did not like that. Sniper rifle in the Lord General's hands now for fire on my target. More range. What else we got going on? Venom Brood up for ShaFex. Wonder if they're thinking about making a run at the Manticore. We'll also do it the Hive Tyrant maybe. Or do a suicide run with a Tyrant Guard charging up to the Manticore and taking it out. Because Manticores cost a lot of power to get online. Especially when they have their upgrade like this. 400 to 3-3-2. Bautista the Hive Tyrant just waltzing through some mines there. Trying to put some pressure on the power. Don't want the Guard to get their tanks rolling out in tier 3. There is tier 3 for Badzarely. Looks like Funny Man to you already there. And with the... yeah, they have the Neurothrope. Of course they are. Maybe saving up for a Carnifex now. Central VP turning blue. Did those Catachans just die? They look super dead. Manticore strikes. Did they lose any models? I think they're alright. Not sure if Bautista's going to get away here though. Oh, they got away. They made it. Primarius Psyker for the Tenso. Looks like the Neurothrope was spirit leeching something there for energy. I guess the Psyker would be a great target for that. Try and limit how much they can do. Tunnels around the edge here from the Ravener Alpha. Looks like they haven't been spotted so far. Unlike webways, they aren't infiltrated or anything. Corrosive Devourer in for the Ravener Alpha. Powerful ranged weapon. Also have regenerate. And the Synapse Aura for damage. They are ready to roll in tier 3 here. Another Manticore for Xerene. Node is down, but I think they can defend the power. Unfortunately for Tyranids, they don't have a way to repair their generators. But they have health regen, right? Wait. You. Yeah, they have really slow health regen. Paroxysm. Lots of suppression and crippling poisons as well. Ogryns have been dealt with relatively well so far. That's a lot of plasma all of a sudden. Zoanthrope in trouble. Throws up the shield and is barely able to get far enough away to hit that retreat. That was well played by Funny Man. If they just panic retreated there, I think they would have lost it. Primarius Psyche getting quite low. Throwing out that staff attack it has. Area of effect, psychic damage, and Warrior Brood. Oh, they made it. They made it out. Hell Fury dropped in by the Tenso. Tyrant Guard still going. Done some good work for ShaFex. Has some Rippers up and a Swarm Lord on the way for Funny Man. Kashyyykin for Badzarely. Have plasma guns in hand right now, but they can swap. Freely swap their weapon. The Rippers survived. Oh, there's more than one of them. Loads of Rippers. More than one brood of them, or swarm of them, I guess. Where's the Swarm Lord going? Swarm Lord is going straight to the mid right now. What is this, though? Sneaky Catechins. Grabbing the Tyranids' natural victory point there. Sentinel goes for the mid. Swapping natural VPs, maybe. I don't know if these guys can finish it. Nope. Now they know there's a Swarm Lord, though. And a Swarm Lord has vehicle armor, so they're going to need some anti-vehicle weaponry. Manticores could do some good damage to it. These guys can get melter guns. Autocannon will damage vehicles relatively well. They're taking out tunnels down there. Single cap for the Tyranids. Ogren's taking it back. You guys going to get... Oh, looks like the Zoanthrope's going to go grab it. Carnifex is now starting to roll for the Tyranids. Xerene and the Tenso still in tier 2. Double Manticores will do that. And the Tenso got Ogren's and then a Psyker up. But are they floating now? No. They can go tier 3 soonish. More tunnels going up from the Lictor Alpha. Just spam them as much as you can, basically. With a relatively long cooldown, though, I think. Carnifex, number 1 for DanceCommander, going for Stranglethorn Cannon. ShaFexes will hit the field soon. And it's kicking off towards the northeast. Swarm Lord. It's a powerful melee combatant. Provides a speed and reinforcement synapse, which is very scary when there's a bunch of melee Tyranid stuff running at you. And they're just going power bashing, apparently. Warrior Brood getting kind of messed up here, reinforcing off the Swarm Lord. There's that synapse backlash. Ogren's running at the Zoanthrope. Swarm Lord's going after him. Pretty quick, that guy. Big fight brewing in the south of the map. What's going on? There's that first Carnifex. I'm not sure where ShaFexes is. Is Lord Commissar going to make it? They made it. Oh, they're both Stranglethorn Cannon Carnifexes then. Area of effect. Massive damage to all targets with a suppression on hits. Here we see some Leech Essence. Swarm Lord self-heal, drains health from surrounding enemies. Using psychic powers, I guess, or something. There's tier 3 for the Tenso. Neurothrope, number 2 on the way for DanceCommander. Well, number 2 overall, not their second one. The first one's done well against the Ogryns for sure. Tyranid is looking quite beefy all of a sudden, actually. Got their tier 3 rolling quite well. I'm not sure how much these Manticores are doing. This one has no XP whatsoever. They really need to start pulling their weight, those Manticores. Maybe they can do something here as things blob up. There's a Manticore strike coming in. There it is. One of them, the first one hit decently, I think. They can shoot 4 rockets per volley. There's another Manticore strike. Again, not the greatest. But it only needs one really good one to change the tide. But the Tyranids are looking quite powerful right now. Keeping pressure up and then not overextending, which is vital. What level is that Lictor Alpha now? Level 4, doing huge amounts of DPS with this Corrosive Devourer. Corroding the crap out of stuff, and they're power bashing here. stormtroopers up for Badzarely. Maybe looking to get anti-armor. Yep, to try and hunt those Carnifexes. And that Swarm Lord, but there's so much stuff supporting them now. Kashyyykin now have their melter guns as well. Bautista the Hive Tyrant taking huge amounts of damage, soaking it up. Manticore strike is mostly dodged, it seems, and there's a Brooder Nest up there from ShaFex. Global ability of the Hive Tyrant can reinforce off that thing. Paroxysm also slows you down, by the way. You don't get a debuff circle for it. There's some things in the game that debuff you, and you don't get a debuff circle for some reason or another, such as Holy Pyre. And I think Pheromones does that as well. Sometimes it can bug out if they try to add debuff circles for some reason. I know it did for the Holy Pyre. They had some problems with it. Lord Commissar trying to lead the line, but those Barb Stranglers and Stranglethorn cannons are nasty. Oh, they got close to the Neurothrope here with melter guns, but Stranglethorn says no. Those guys just chucked a crack grenade at the Carnifex, I think. Sentinel gets a shot in level 3 with that missile launcher. Manticore actually forced some stuff to retreat there at least, but there's still so much stuff in play. What is this? Ravener trying to bash power. Sneaky Catechisms doing sneaky Catechism things. Again, the VPs swap hands. Or claws. 205 to 282 on the VPs. Swarm Lord shrugging off the plasma guns and las guns, but not the crack missiles. They're doing something. Is this Carnifex too far forward here? Spawns some spore mines and detonates, then eats a crack grenade or melter bomb or something, whatever it was. I think they're going to be alright. 191 to 282. Tyranid team getting their natural back, as is the Imperial Guard team. And it's going to be a 2-to-1 cap here. Big guns coming out. Baneblade up for Badzarely. Xerene with a Leman Russ. Another Leman Russ on the way for the Tenso. Can they pull this out? Get some Vanquisher cannons on these things and start putting down Carnifexes. Speaking of Carnifexes, you have 2 more on the way. And did they see the Baneblade there? They may go for Venom cannons. There we go. Now they've seen it. I think they might need to go for some Venom cannon action. It might be worth the Hive Tyrant going for it too, so they can shoot from range. It must sting though, replacing Crushing Claws. It's so expensive. 162 to 282. Rocket Run. It's a pretty damn good one, you know. Wiped 1 or 2 squads there. I mean, they're low-level Termagants, I think, but wiped something. Carnifex, sorry, Hive Tyrant going after the Lord Commissar. And the Manticores get some good shots in here. Maybe try and target those Venom Brood. Venom Brood with their Venom Cannons and ranged Synapse. Good damage to these tanks they're doing. 144, 282. What are these fellas up to up here? Does it need both of you to bash the power? Tyrant Guard going into base. Just going to hold them up and die. There we go. Swarm Lord on the way now for ShaFex. This Carnifex is really far forward and quite low. Under half hit points. Needs to back off, I think. Here come a Swarm Lord and a bunch more Carnifexes though. Down goes the Sentinel. Down goes the Baneblade. They got it. I think it was the Crushing Claws that got it there. Well played, ShaFex. Can the Carnifex make it out? Nope. Vanquisher Cannon says no. Did some good work though. I feel like it could have done that work from a little bit further back, but maybe it was targeting stuff over here. This Leman Russ needs repairs. Does not have the Vanquisher yet, and I think it needs to get them. There's still 3 Carnifexes and a Swarm Lord up, and here comes another Swarm Lord. These guys are really far forward again. 136 to 266. It's a lot of vehicle armor to go for. There's a rocket run. Just not doing a huge amount to those Carnifexes. Swarmlord's taking a lot of damage, using the Leech Essence here to get some health back. Oh, nice crack grenade. Wait, did it hit them or not? Didn't seem to hit them. 116 to 266. Oh. Tyranno formation from one of the Tyranid players. Maybe Funny Man. Single cap for Tyranids. Needs to keep an eye on these VPs. They have tunnels over here. Hadachans need to find them and take them out. Well played, DanceCommander, keeping up with these tunnels. A lot of the time you'll see them, you see players like too busy to keep them going. Keep building them. Level 5 Ravener Alpha. Lictor Alpha's level 2. No war gear on this guy. Level 3 Hive Tyrant. Level 4 Lord Commissar. Level 5 Lord General with flat jacket. And a level 4 Inquisitor. Do we have double vanquishers? We do. Badzarely's look quite depleted right now. Still has some Kashyyykin at least. And does have a las cannon. That's helpful. Oh, here's the Lictor Alpha. Might see this guy get the Lone Hunter to help with this kind of thing. There's a flesh hook and there's an improvised explosive going off. Don't think he wants to fight them. Yeah, their power weapons would kind of tear him apart. Level 2, no war gear. Because these guys are level 3. Kashyyykin with their fast capping. Trying to get around the side and bash some power maybe. 72 to 266. Another Carnifex on the way from Funnyman to you. Venom Brood for ShaFex with an eye on those Leman Russes, I'm sure. Kashyyykin got caught by big scary monsters and ran away. Fair enough. Look at this line of alien stuff. Too much Xenos. Las Cannon trying to get shots here. Looks like it's shooting at the Carnifex top of your screen. Manticore. Manticores really need to do some work here. Really need to. Oh, that was a Basilisk Flare, the first one. Rocket Run, Manticore, everything going on. Another Manticore back there, trying to take out the Brood Nest, maybe. That was just the remains of the Baneblade blowing up, I think. Paroxysm. Crazy fighting. Down goes one of the Manticores. A Tyranno formation. These Spires buff nearby Tyranids quite a lot as they come up here. Swarmlord, I think can get it done, but can they get away? No, they give up the chase. They give up the chase. Down goes the Leman Russ anyway. Can the Swarmlord get away? Look how fast it is. 52 to 266. I think the Guard have lost too much. Another Leman Russ falls. Look at the Carnifexes marching through. And I think the double Manticores from Xerene really held back what they could do here. They just didn't pull their weight enough. They needed to do... I mean, getting two of them is so risky. They need to do so much. Because it prevents your tier 3 stuff coming through. And just field presence in general. Level 5 Lord Commissar did have Carapace armor at the end. Level 6 Lord General. Imagine if they got an earlier Leman Russ, they could have called one in maybe instead of getting that second Manticore. Level 5 Ravener, level 6 Hive Tyrant, and level 2 Lictor. Hive Tyrant got a bunch of XP at the end, eh? Just murdered the Lord, oh, the Inquisitor there. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players for taking part in a faction war, the Tenso. As always, sending in the replays, and I'll see you guys next time.